Julianne Nicholson, Kevin Bacon, Dakota Johnson, Peter Sarsgaard, Rory Cochran, and the director of Black Mass, Scott Cooper.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Toronto.
Congratulations on this remarkable film. Scott, this is a big story, a lot of characters, a story that is familiar to a lot of people. Difficult probably to get it up on the big screen. What was the way in for you? What was the piece that got you into telling this story?
Well, the truth was I didn't want to fall prey to simply just telling a gangster story. As I said earlier, I really wanted to tell a very humanistic drama. But it started with South Boston and loyalty and this code of loyalty and this sense of these bonds of brotherhood. And, you know, really that was the way into telling it, and it all came from there.
A little microphone business going on down there.
Indeed. Big cast.
What?
It is a terrific cast. We have actually a question from someone on Facebook for you, Johnny, once you got a microphone. And it was, what was the most challenging part of grappling with this character? What was the most challenging part of building your performance for this film?
Sorry, wrong microphone. You know, for me, you know, as it was with Scott, when we first started to, you know, take this thing apart, the idea of, you know, approaching it as a genre film or a gangster film or something of that degree was really out of the question. The idea was to approach it as a human story, and no matter who is deemed good or bad, no one wakes up in the morning and starts shaving and brushing their teeth and says, I am evil, I am horrible. You know, this is a guy who grew up as a, you know, Catholic school kid, very much in touch with his Irish heritage and loyalty within that area of South Boston, you know, Southie. So it's essentially the story of a guy who, you know, came up the ranks in the only way that he knew, and what he became was not necessarily by choice. It just was the language of those people, you know, for that business. So my approach was very much like Scott's. Just let's deal with the human being, and how does he arrive at that point?
For each one of the actors on stage, you're playing someone who's based on a real person. What was the one detail that was important for you to get right for each of them? Maybe I'll start with you, Dakota.
There was a bit of footage available on Lindsay's here, but there were few things about her actual intimate relationship with Whitey. So most of the things you see on screen all of the things you see were just things with Scott and Johnny and I. So, sorry, hold on. That we, you know. Thank you.
Would you like to pass one of those microphones down the line?
Look, I actually kind of learned something by watching the movie tonight. You know, I have a lot of respect for the person that I was playing. I didn't want to meet him because I know that John has a different opinion of the events that unfolded as opposed to the movie that we just saw, the story that we told, and you know, it's a true story, but at the same time, who knows the real truth, you know, and every person that's involved in the story has their own version of the truth, their own point of view on the story. So, you know, what do we know? You ready? But there was something fascinating about, you know, my character's affinity and admiration for a guy that he'd grown up with, that he enabled. And then even till the end, and this is what I was talking about, what I learned tonight, was I was watching him going, it's amazing that after all of that, he still didn't sing. He still didn't talk about whiting, and he's sitting in federal prison right now. So with all respect for all the truth that I think I know about him, for as close as I hope that I got to him, I will never know him, and I'm fascinated by the character, and it's a very rich and complicated story that we'll never really get as far close to the truth as we think we could get. But I'm very proud of what Scott's made with the information that we had.
It's a terrific performance.